And that is why Band Geeks is the best Spongebob episode of all time. Oh, hey guys, how you going? It is I, Mr. Tag! And today I'm bringing you something that I think is just wild. So, what have we got? What are we staring at here? Well, you know, I bet you came here because of the thumbnail, right? Or the title where I claimed I broke either Snake Rain or Symbol of Heritage. I'm not sure which card I want to go with yet. But basically, I think it's kind of crazy that we have a card like Snake Rain at 3 in Edison format, or any format. In Mon format, this thing's at 3, and it hasn't really done anything. It's a foolish for 4. And you also have the discard 1, which also kind of hurts. But what if you could mitigate that discard by having most of your hand want to be discarded anyway? What a thought. And then we're also playing Symbol of Heritage. So what does this do? Essentially, you need to have 3 of the same monster in your graveyard, and then you can target one and special summon it, and then you equip it with this. And if that monster, if this card is destroyed, the Symbol of Heritage, then the monster is destroyed. Specific wording. Destroyed. Not bounced, or not returned to top of deck, not any of that silly stuff, specifically destroyed. So what does that have to do with aliens and Snake Rain? Have you seen Golgar? So Golgar can bounce the Symbol of Heritage, then you get to use it again, assuming your graveyard's full enough to be able to do that. Because typically if you take one monster out, then you only have 2 copies of it, and then you can't really do anything with it. But essentially that's the plan. You make a Golgar, you bring something back, you bounce your symbol so you can summon something else. And then you can even go into a second Golgar if you've got enough resources, and you can do it again. But again, that requires a lot of grave setup. But that's essentially the plan. So we send all our aliens with Snake Rain, then we've got a Symbol of Heritage target, and then if if all of our level 4 aliens are in the graveyard, then you can easily bring them back. So let's go through the rest of the cards as well, because I think it's pretty standard otherwise. We've got 3 alien Shock Trooper. It's the biggest alien, so therefore it's the best alien. Biggest level 4 alien, I should say. We have Gauze, because our continuous floodgates, we're going to essentially be bouncing back, so it doesn't really matter. We have Alias, because this is running Gem Sparks, and also it's the biggest hero that you can search. We've got Gemini Lancer as a 5th water, and also it's on the Gem Spark target, and it can do piercing if we do end up normal summoning it twice. We have Stratos for playing heroes. 3 alien Hypno. This is a water. Its actual effect to take a monster is probably not going to come up, and it doesn't in the replay, but it's there just in case it does happen, because the only way we're really getting counters on stuff is with Golgar. We have Ocean as another water, and also can, get back our Stratos if it's in the graveyard. We have Monk, so this gets to Stratos or one of the aliens. We can get to Hypno if we have Gem Spark. We can get to Shock Trooper if we need a big Earth. That's why he's here. And we have 3 alien Ammonite, because this brings back Hypno or Shock Trooper from the grave to make Golgar, or if need be, Catasta. And we got calls to 3 Snake Rain to set up the graveyard. We have Rhoda to search Stratos. We have Trunade to bounce everything back. This again also combos with Symbol of Heritage. We've got 3 Miracle Fusion, because of course we can still summon absolute zeros. Brain Control. We can either take our opponent's monster to use for Miracle Fusion, or we can take their monster to use with Ammonites. MST to pop back row. Gem Sparks, we are running 5 Geminis, and Hypno's easy to get to. Future Fusion to send materials for absolute 0, or in a pinch, Gaia. 3 Symbol of Heritage, so that we can do our fun bouncy combo if it happens. Traps 2 Planet Pollutant Virus, so this is kind of Raigeki if you tribute an alien. I could see this being cut only because most of our aliens are usually in grave, unless we don't draw very well. But again, you can't really say no to a monster wipe as well. And also, hey, it could set up tokens for Hypno. There you go, and obviously for Golgar as well. Mirror Force because it's Mirror Force. Torrential because it's Torrential. Two Fiendish Chain because Golgar can bounce this, so we've got, you know, an attack and effect negate every turn. Gravity Bind, so our opponent can't attack on their turn, but we can attack on our turn. And Call the Haunted because it brings something back. And again, Golgar can bounce this. It's Symbol of Heritage in trap form, but it's also more versatile because we don't need to have 3 copies of the same card in the graveyard. Extra Deco is Absolute Zeros, 3 of them because we can make 3 of these easily. 1 Gaia, just in case all the Hypno's already engraved when we draw Future Fusion. Then Synchros, Mistworm, Colossal, Thought Ruler, Stardust, Black Rose, Goyo, Brio, double Golgar, because we can obviously make multiple of these across in a game. Catasta, because sometimes, you know, there's an annoying monster on the board that's not dark that you just want to get over, and Catasta, and this deck can make Catasta easily as well. And Armorium. Now, there was a situation in the game I'm going to show you where I wish I had Dark End Dragon, because Gauze plus Ammonite is Dark End Dragon. So, you could also make Dark End Dragon. But it wasn't there. Side deck's interesting. So we've got a Prime Material Dragon. I just like Prime Material Dragon. You know, you can protect against Mirror Force, Torrential Tributes, 2400's pretty good. And he's a light, so you can fake out with Honest, which we don't play. Warrior. So this side deck, the initial idea was I didn't have any Planet Pollutant Viruses in the main. And if we need to, we could decide into a Planet Pollutant Virus Warrior sort of smoke screeny sort of deal. I would cut these entirely and play something else. Sidras or more Crows or Tribute Summons, whatever you want to play. Don't play the Warriors in the side. You can probably play maybe 1, just an extra target, but yeah. A double Kaiku, because, hey, banishing stuff is good, and also stopping our opponent from banishing stuff is also good. Heavy, because it's heavy. We don't main heavy because we want to be bouncing our trap cards. Don't necessarily want to pop our own trap cards. But for those matchups where our opponent's playing lots of traps, heavy obviously comes in. Lightning Vortex to wipe out opponent's monsters. Twister for those, you know, annoying decks that are playing Royal Oppression. Deck Dev hits Ammonite, which is really annoying, and also Monk and Ocean. But those don't really matter, but it does hit Ammonite, which can be annoying, so we can also bring it in for that. Traps, Bottomless Trap Hole, if we know we're going first, we're facing decks like, you know, Black Wings and Fire Turbo and those sort of ones. The third, Planet Pollutant Virus, which was meant to go with this, but again, you don't need 3 of this in this deck. You can probably even cut it to 1. Put something else cool in here. Starlight Road to protect our floodgates when we keep bouncing. And Double Dust Tornado again to take care of back row. So no, normally in these situations, I just go, here's a replay, here's some you know, annoying music in the background, go enjoy. But instead, with this one, I want to actually go through the replays. Because especially because there's one play where I was in the moment, I was like, oh yeah, this would be really cool. And then I've realized now it wouldn't actually have worked anyway. So I want to talk about that play specifically. Anyway, guys, I will see you guys, you know, in the replay. Catch ya. Hey guys, welcome to the replay. So, lucky for us, we get to go first here. So there's not going to be very much crazy stuff going on at the start here. I think it's going to be pretty standard. Our opponent's on zombies, or a zombie variant. I didn't know that for a little bit, but you guys can see they've got the Book of Life, which no other deck plays Book of Life, obviously. So we're playing against zombies. We get to go first, like I said, so we just go Stratos, Search, Alias, Pass, yeah, you know. Pretty standard. Our opponent goes Gale, they harvest, yep. Run us over, that's pretty cool. And they set their D-Prison. This is a really good draw, so I'm like, okay, pretty safe. Yep, D-Prison, that's fine. Gem Spark that draw into Snake Rain. So Snake Rain, send the Gemini thing, send. So now we have 3 Hypnos engraved now. So Symbol of Heritage is live. We're never going to draw these. And we have 1 Shock Trooper in deck. So already we're pretty set up. And also you guys can see we have the Ammonite in hand. So this, you know, it's looking pretty good. Our opponent does nothing. Oh no, that was our turn. So our opponent's going to go Foolish. They go Malicious. I'm thinking, is this, you know, assault mode? This could be assault mode. But they swing with those guys. I'm like, okay, drop Gauze here. they're probably going to go into Stardust or Ruler of Colossal, which they do, and they set their background pass. All right. Here's where the weird play comes in. Okay, so I'm like, Ammonite. All right, bring out Shock Trooper. Okay, then I'm like, okay, I don't know what the back row is. I got it. They didn't hit me with a Torrential or anything here. I probably could have True-nated. I probably should have True-nated before if I'm going to make this play. But I was trying to see, okay, did they have Bottomless? Would they Torrential with a Colossal Fighter on board? Don't know. I thought, okay, I want to get Golgar out, so we do that. Get my Golgar. Okay, Symbol of Heritage. Bring back Hypno. Okay, excellent. Oh, now we can bounce the Symbol of Heritage. Put a counter on. Pause. I'm going, okay. Now I can't bring anything else back at the moment because I only have 2 Hypno, 2 Shock Trooper. So my play here was I'm going to swing with my guys. Hopefully they bring back Colossal in attack position. Then I can run my Hypno into the Colossal Fighter that's in attack position. And then main phase 2, I can bring it back with Symbol of Heritage, bounce Symbol of Heritage, and I have 2 counters, and then I can pop the Colossal Fighter. One small issue with that entire play. Golgar's effects, both effects, are soft once per turn. So, it's actually a good thing. My opponent played really smart and didn't let me do any crashing. But I would have looked really stupid if they actually didn't play as smart, allowed me to crash, and then I'd have been like, yeah, this doesn't work. I swear I'm good at this game, guys. I swear I know what I'm doing. So that was the weird play. That's what I was hoping to do. So I swing, they bring back in defense. I'm like, okay, maybe I'll try again. Yeah, they bring back in defense. I'm like, okay, cool. Yep. They go Colossal into my Golgar. Which, I mean, they kind of have to. Because I guess even if I have Honest, they'll take a bunch of damage, but they bring back Colossal Fighter anyway. So, and that's where I put my counter. Yeah. Makes sense. They set the return again and pass. I'm like, okay, Gem Spark just deals with this anyway. And we have Symbol of Heritage to bring back Hypno. Get him. And I don't know what the back row is, so I'm like, okay, I'm just going to Gauze Poke. You know, hopefully we bait out Deprison, Mirror Force, whatever. No, nothing. Okay. I'm like, cool. I'm happy to keep doing this. There, Greffa, just to get rid of my guy. They've set the Heavy. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to keep poking with Gauze until I can see that you got nothing. I'm like, okay. Here I summon Ocean. I think, okay, if they do have Torrential, they'll use it, and I have Miracle Fusion. And if they don't, and assuming they don't have a good normal summon, next turn I can get my Stratos back. Nothing happens. I'm like, okay. They have Reaper, which does hold them off, but I'm like, okay. Now we can start doing stuff. Stratos. Summon. Let's pop the old back row, which was return. Find out it's Ocean. Like, okay, I mean, it's Reaper. Yep. They just pass. I think they're safe. I draw Brain Control. Okay. Pop back row again. Brain Con, and we know what happens with Brain Con, and they've got nothing. That was the first replay. So outside of that really stupid play, which was 4D chess, but also really stupid because it wouldn't have worked if my opponent wasn't as good as they are. Yeah, I got to... Yeah. But you guys see the idea, right? If we had, say, Call of the Haunted or Gravity Bind and the Symbol of Heritage, bounce both, pop Colossal Fighter, bring back hit, yeah, you know. We'll go into the next replay, which, you know, it's not as long, but my opponent gets to do some really crazy stuff there. So I'll catch you guys in that one. Welcome back, guys. So this is the second game. So we've done some siding, and we'll see how this all goes for us. So our opponent gets to go first, obviously. Then they have Dust Shoot and Tomato. Now, in this situation, They have Hypno or Monk. They see I have Gem Spark. So it has to be Hypno, otherwise I just kill their face down and then I draw. But then I'm thinking I don't care about that anyway, because then Monk, I go Monk, pitch a symbol because there's no setup, get Stratos, Stratos searches, obviously Alias, and then I've got a Gem Spark target. So that was fine anyway. I fire the Future Fusion, might as well get Grave set up, why not? Obviously Stratos can't attack though, which is fine. They go Tomato. This is where they do lots of, this is pretty crazy. So they go Brio, get their search, send the Mizuki, bounce my Future Fusion, bring a Goblin Zombie, and then they get all this, go for some big, so they get their Tomato out, so they can then get out a Reaper to rip my hand as well. And they do get a good hit. They actually hit Alias. So when they hit Future Fusion, I would have been so stoked. But you know what's crazy? That mill's going to be their undoing. I'm just saying. So then I'm like, okay, now they can actually get rid of my monk. I'm thinking, we're going to get a monk back. I don't care. But no, they have the thing as well, and a skill drain. You have this big board. And I drew Miracle Fusion. And if they had not milled me with Goblin Zombie, I would have drawn Shock Trooper. And been in... I would have lost. But they milled me. So I had a different top deck. And I drew into Miracle Fusion. Which I know there's always a good possibility I'm going to, that we play 3. It's just really unfortunate for them that happened. I don't even care about this back row. You're going to Torrential, you're going to Mirror Force, you're going to Deprison, you're going to Compulse. I don't care. And I'm thinking, okay, there's no point killing Goyo because they can't take Absolute Zero from the graveyard. No point killing Brio because they bounce my Absolute Zero, their board gets wiped. No point killing Goblin Zombie, forget their search. So I'm just thinking, I'm just going to go for damage. Just run into the Reaper for 27. Why not? Now, Caius. Now, they make an interesting play here. So they tribute their Zombie for Caius. So they get a search. Just, yeah, makes sense. And then they get rid of their own... Again, it's probably the smart play, because you don't want to banish my Absolute Zero in this situation. But you also... I don't know, he could have waited. So you just wait. That's still... I can't get over Reaper in this situation. So you just wait with your guys. If I want to clear Goblin Zombie, I'm going to have to run into Goblin Zombie. At some point. And I'm pretty sure none of my cards banish. He doesn't know. They don't know that. But I'm pretty sure none of them do. So I think they would have been safe to just wait. Just wait out. It's going to be... That's... At the moment, 4 turns. And I can't get over Reaper. So you've got an infinite thing there. But I think they just got a bit too antsy with it. Yep, then they bounce their Spirit Reaper so they can stack for Plague. What was I thinking they could do here? They should... No, though, they couldn't have done that. So what I thought they could have done is made a Colossal Fighter with Goyo Guardian, so then both things are 3k. Crash into Absolute Zero, and then they'll get their guy back. But unfortunately, Absolute Zero is mandatory, so it's always Chainlink 1 in this situation. And then Colossal Fighter is Chainlink 2 because it's optional. So that wouldn't have worked. That's hence why they did this play instead. They made it put in defense, got Brio off the field, so my guy is smaller. So I just pop their back row with my MST, run over Goyo, because why not? And I think we're pretty close to the end here. They draw Reaper. I can't remember why they don't set Reaper here. I don't know why you would not set Reaper here. It's kind of weird. But anyway, they lose. Obviously I drew Brain Control, take their guy, and we win. But yeah, anyway. Hope you guys enjoyed that little showcase of Symbol of Heritage, Snake Rain, Aliens. Is the deck perfect? Like I said, don't think Planet Pollutant Virus is valid, since you shouldn't really have aliens to use with it in most situations. Then you could argue bringing one back with Ammonite, tributing it off with Planet Pollutant Virus, and then Symbol of Heritaging it back out again after you wipe their board could be a play you could make. So there is obviously, you can obviously do that as well. I'm not saying the deck is perfect. I'm not saying this will suddenly win RBET, but I think people need to stop underestimating not just aliens, but also Snake Rain. I mean, I've tried it in the past. I think I may have said in a video that I didn't like Snake Rain. Possibly. Or I've said that in person. I can't remember. But I think when you can do something with those monsters, more so than just, oh, I've got Ammonite access. I think if you do more than that, then there's obviously more reason to play the card and make it good. Make it work. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it from me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.